The CBDC is one type of publicly released digital dollar. It would be fully backed by the US and be controlled and issued by the Federal Reserve. Government, this could be used instead of the current payment methods and has benefits like instant payment settlement, a way for countries to trade with each other and more people having access to money. Over 130 countries have started to look into the idea of digital currencies backed by the government. Russia and China are ahead of the US by a long shot. Test projects have already begun in Saudi Arabia, India, and maybe even the US. A digital test program for Europe could start as early as 2028. Even though it's becoming more and more clear what digital currency is and how it works, XRP's growth has been amazing. There will soon be progress in the United States, which goes far beyond the early predictions of a change. Based on the information given, it looks like the state government will start accepting XRP as payment for services. People in the country used to think this situation was impossible, but recent comments from well-known Congress members have changed how people see it. Here are some things that need to be done before we dive into today's topic. The warning bell should be turned on, the like button should be smashed, and the subscribe button should be clicked. The well-known congressman who was introduced at the beginning of this movie has made a strong case for the US to create a central bank digital currency. CBDC. This move fits with what the British, Brazil, Russia, and India want to do on the XRP system. There is a lot of information to back up Ripple's partnerships with governments and financial systems in British territories, like China and South Africa. These partnerships are expected to create a global central bank digital currency called CBDC by using the XRP ledger. This is very exciting for the future of global finance. These clear changes are in line with the growing amount of opinion. Since Forbes took down an article called The New Bitcoin's XRP, which said that XRP could hit $59,000 per se, talks about its potential have gone through the roof. Some people might think that $60,000 per XRP is way too high of a price, but I think that a more realistic and sensible number is the price of one coin would be between $10,000 and $35,000, especially once XRP is used by global central banks and exchanges. One of the most important is how people feel about XRP changing. The job market is full of financial experts, researchers, and seasoned workers from well-known companies like Wells Fargo and Wall Street. Of course, a lot of people didn't believe in XRP at first, but it is now very valuable. It makes sense that XRP is becoming more and more popular since it and Ripple were designed to be very important in central bank digital currency payments. That's what makes this line of thinking so strange. Allowing CBDC agreements helps. Does the change of heart come from the US government? At first, there were arguments about what XRP's standing should be and whether it was a real asset for safety. But recently, this view has changed in a big way. Along with recognizing XRP as a real digital currency, the US is now trying to incorporate it into the way the government works. Right now, the administration is trying to fix this problem by officially labeling XRP as not secure and adding it to federal systems. Recent events in the US Congress have changed a lot of people's minds about XRP. Members of the group have said that XRP is more of a digital product than a digital security. This change in classification is a big change. And how the federal government in the US sees XRP, we also know from rumors that the Federal Reserve has reaffirmed its plan to use XRP all over the world. In line with the ISO 4217 standard, the US will start using eXRP on December 31st, 2023. As the holidays get closer, XRP users I've often talk about their exit strategy, and when they plan to sell their XRP, this date is coming up quickly. A lot of people think that XRP could reach $11,000 or even $110,000, and they plan to hold on to it until it does. But not everyone will follow through. Don't feel like you have to sell quickly to get something right away, like a fancy car, or for many. The house is strong. There is important advice that can be used in this case. You should not sell your XRP before it meets the goals you set for itself. A phrase that sums up the Bitcoin business's explosion. How many are there? Are you expecting a big rise since things are always changing? The CC's recent actions, especially those in the last 24 hours, could lead to a 100x rise in value. Has talked to the issuers of all spot Bitcoin ETFs and made it clear that these companies need to make the change. From in-kind redemptions in their files to cash creations only, this isn't just another round of talks. There is no doubt about it. Details are being changed right now about fees and other money problems connected to Bitcoin ETFs. Gary Gensler, the head of the SEC, seems to be planning these changes through his actions. Suggesting a plan to help friends on Wall Street, G is well aware that the decisions he makes can give the market the go-ahead. It seems like a story could be going on here. It has been remade as a story, and it is going exactly as planned. Look at this picture from 2015 to see why this is true. Its shape shows a clear turnaround curve that points to either an upcoming shift from red to green for altcoins or the start of a parabolic rise in market capitalization, which is likely to be driven by institutional money. It is amazing how much money is just sitting there. Since ETFs have been approved, it's possible that $30 trillion worth of new money will join the market. This is just growth. When you look at how the Bitcoin market is changing, this is a big event that marks a turning point for all cryptocurrencies. Gary Gensler has been working on things for the SEC. Many people think he's been focusing on blue to take his mind off of non-compliance, even though he says he's after that. Chipcoin, labeling it as problematic like Algorand and Ripple. To show this, let's look at Algorand. It has tripled in value since October, which is very different from what the SEC said 2 months ago. It was only worth 8 cents, and this trend shows that it was shown to be a problem. As we get closer to 2024, it might be a distraction from bigger progress. The story is very clear. Tokenization and central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs, will be the main types of money used. This is made even stronger by Ripple's latest news that the market is ready to receive about $30 trillion. I'm almost 100% sure that January 10th is a very important day. Soon there will be events that will go down in history. People in the US and around the world will pay more attention than ever before to what leaders like Biden and Trump do and say, especially in the run-up to elections, this is bigger than a single country or place for the Bitcoin business. One example is a change that happens all over the world. COM is almost ready to go for ETFs. The UK is showing itself as a cryptocurrency to show that it is ready to make the switch at the same time. Overall, these events point to a bright future for the sector and show that more and more countries are realizing the value of digital assets and adding them into their financial systems. As election season approaches, more people will likely pay more attention to cryptocurrencies and digital money. This will bring more money and interest to this quickly growing area. As countries like Brazil, Russia, and India make progress, they need more local digital assets like XRP, which uses XRP and XLM works on the Stellar network, is important because China and South Africa trade more than $500 billion worth of goods and services in their own currencies right now. On a different front, these digital assets have been found to be necessary for making these large-scale deals possible. More and more people in Argentina are open to Bitcoin, and cryptocurrencies are speeding up the move around the world to digital money. There has also been a big change with the addition of 6 new countries. Iran and the UAE. Argentina, the fact that Egypt and Ethiopia have asked to join the BRICS alliance shows how important it is to have good digital assets to handle the $500 billion in currency operations. BlackRock's plan to use XRP for cross-border payment marking was recently made public in a letter that got out, in a very important new sign that XRP is useful in the world of finance. And to begin, the addition of projects like XLM and XRP to the world's banking systems. Please remember that I'm not a licensed financial advisor.